Stupid woman bests water department workers. Welcome to Reddit Rundown. In today's video, we will share again about the revenge story. This is from one of Reddit's petty revenge posts. Woo! My ex-husband and I bought our home from his parents. They had the house built in the 50s. For years, father-in-law wanted to install a shut-off valve in the utility room to, shut off the water to the whole house to do some repairs. Plumber told him it would cost a large amount of money because they could not find the shut-off from the city water main at the street, the Buffalo Box, aka water main shut-off valve. Since the Buffalo Box was MIA, they would have to freeze the pipes to stop the water before installing the shut-off valve. It was an expensive process to freeze the pipes, so it never got done. When we bought the house, we decided to get the shut-off valve installed. We called the water department and they sent 2 workers to shut off the water. When they arrived, I explained the problem. They went out to the front yard, walked around a bit and told me there was nothing they could do for me. According to the 2 workers, it was my problem that they could not find the Buffalo Box and that I should call a plumber to dig up my front yard, sidewalk, and city easement to find my Buffalo Box. Well, I have a background in residential real estate construction and I was familiar with how water mains and Buffalo Boxes are installed, and I told them it was the city's issue, as they were responsible for the Buffalo Box, not the homeowners. According to these guys, as a woman, I did not know what I was talking about and they left. They were incredibly rude about it, but peons like these think they can get away with being rude to an ignorant woman like me. Fast forward to a year or so later, I get a call from the city manager asking why I hadn't paid my water bill for over a year. I told him that I wanted to pay my water bill, but I wanted them to first turn off my water. He was a bit taken aback that I wanted them to turn off the water. So, I explained what the city workers told me about locating the Buffalo Box and their attitude about women not understanding those type of things. I also told him that if the city could not turn off my water, I would be happy to have free water forever, cause I would never pay another bill. We had a nice long chat about the situation, and he said that he would resolve my concerns. The next day, these same 2 guys show up at my house with some digging equipment and spend the whole day digging up the easement and the sidewalk. Their attitudes were rather somber, cause the city manager told me he was going to give them a talking to about how they mishandled the situation. I even got an apology. They found the Buffalo Box under the city-owned sidewalk. They fixed the Buffalo Box so it would be accessible and came the next day to fix the sidewalk. They asked if I wanted the water turned off, declined, and I told them I would have my plumber take care of it when we had him install the interior shut-off valve. And then I paid the water bill. Woo! Here are some top comments in this post. I love it. Hey, you didn't pay your water bill. We're going to shut off your water. Good luck with that. Woo! As soon as I read that the Buffalo Box was MIA, I knew you were going to quit paying the bill. I'm just honestly surprised that it took them an entire year to notice. Woo! Now see, I assume they noticed and sent guys out to shut her water off several times before figuring out it could not be done. Probably the same 2 guys that were disrespectful to her to begin with. They probably didn't report back to anyone because they were afraid of the consequences. Then several more months before the city manager got involved. Woo! My family owns a plumbing company that is ran by my mom. Customers call all the time and demand to speak to someone that actually knows how plumbing works. It's amazing how quiet they get when she tells them she is the owner. Woo! Phenomenal. I'm a guy, so I have definitely said some dumb things in my life. Ray, who knows what? But I was raised primarily by my mother and would never be so stupid as to assume it's because someone is a woman. Woo! Wow, go ahead. Shut off my water in this situation is such a power move. Woo! Not mentioning the interest you had to pay for being a year late on your water bill. That's an impressive revenge on those 2. Even sweeter knowing that the same 2 guys had to eat their words while digging around finding that box. Kudos. And this is why feminism still exists. Please don't downvote me, as I'm not an extreme feminist and believe men have their fair share of inequality too. But as a woman, I relate to how incredibly gear grinding this type of behavior from men is, and it still happens quite often. Men thinking just because we're women, we don't know about things that are typically manly. I'm just so happy you got your revenge up, and that it was the same 2 men that had to own up to their stupidity. I are big strong man. Have story. Okay, so I know all about cars. I know how the two pedals and the tourney wheel thing work. That's it. My mother-in-law, on the other hand, knows a thing or two. She's worked in dealerships, is married to a drag racer, etc. She knows her shit enough to talk to a mechanic. Well, she and I took my wife's car in for some major repairs. Went to the counter to tell the guy what we needed. She did all the talking. Shop dude starts asking questions, looking at me. I stare at him like a dog playing Jeopardy. I look at her. She answers. He says okay and writes down. He starts asking another question, looking at me. Silence. I look at her. She answers. He writes down. This goes on for a while. He just doesn't get it. There's no real petty revenge here aside from us telling everyone in creation with any ears how that shop is and how my wife's car was after they fixed it. Woo! How much was it for the entire year of water that you had failed to pay the previous year? Seems like that would be a large chunk of change to have to shell out at once. Woo! If I had the gold. As a plumber who deals with the city a lot and knows the levels of incompetence that do not really define all city workers but still does happen, I love this story. Woo! So where do you live that you can get away with not paying your water bill for a year? If I'm 3 days late, I get shut-off notices. Woo! Wow, we live in different cities, indeed. Our water main shut-offs and water meters seriously inaccessible to homeowners in other cities? And they build sidewalks on top of them? Man, I'm not doubting you. I'm just flabbergasted. My home is 51 years old, and any time I have to shut off the water, I just go to the meter. I don't know any house in South Louisiana that isn't like this. Woo! This is Reddit Rundown. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Thanks for watching.